When society collapses, most people have just 3 days of food in their homes. The unprepared will panic, the prepared will survive. Today, I'm breaking down the exact system used by serious preppers to stock a full year of food, without wasting a single dollar or letting anything expire. In this video, you'll discover the 365-day rotating pantry system that keeps you ready for any crisis. From societal collapse to simple snowstorms, I'll show you exactly what to stock, how much you need, and the proven method to keep everything fresh and rotated. By the end, you'll have a complete blueprint to build your own deep pantry, starting small and scaling up to a full year of supplies. Welcome to Essential Pantry, where we teach you to be prepared for anything. If you're serious about self-reliance and food security, hit that like button and subscribe, because the knowledge you gain today could save your life tomorrow. Now, let's dive in. Let's talk about reality for a moment. Most collapse preppers will tell you the same thing. Bug out. Leave the cities, get to your isolated, fortified retreat stocked with supplies. The logic is simple and sound. Cities become death traps in a crisis, and your survival odds skyrocket when you're away from population centers. Everyone has a plan, right? But here's the truth that nobody wants to admit. Sometimes bugging out isn't possible. Maybe the roads are blocked. Maybe you waited too long. Maybe your vehicle broke down, or you simply can't leave your home for legitimate reasons. When that happens, you're stuck exactly where you are, surrounded by chaos and uncertainty. This is called bugging in, and for many preppers, especially those in urban environments, it's considered the worst-case scenario. Yet here's the thing, planning for every possibility is what separates serious preppers from daydreamers. Even if you hope to never face it, you need a robust bug-in plan. That's where the 365 plan comes in. This is a comprehensive strategy for surviving 365 days in total isolation. Not just food, but cleaning supplies, ammunition, toiletries, batteries, pet supplies, and entertainment. Each household maintains a specialized version tailored to their exact needs. Today, we're focusing on the heart of any bug-in strategy, food and water. Because without these fundamentals, nothing else matters. Now, if you're looking at the idea of building a one-year pantry and feeling overwhelmed, you're not alone. The thought of stocking 365 days of supplies from scratch is genuinely daunting. But here's the secret. You don't do it all at once. The smart approach is incremental. You begin with a 30-day pantry. Get comfortable with that. Learn what works and what doesn't. Once you've stabilized your 30-day supply and you're rotating it smoothly, you expand to 90 days. Then, gradually, methodically, you build up to a full 365-day supply. This method isn't just easier on your wallet. It allows you to learn, adjust, and avoid waste. You'll discover what your household actually eats, what goes bad quickly, and what lasts longer than expected. These lessons are invaluable, and you can't learn them by ordering a pallet of emergency rations and hoping for the best. So what makes a rotating pantry actually work? It all comes down to 4 guiding principles. Master these, and you'll avoid the mistakes that doom most prepping attempts. First in, first out. FIFO is the foundation of rotation. The oldest items get used first, and new purchases go to the back. This single principle ensures nothing expires and waste is minimized. It sounds simple, but it requires discipline and organization. Second, stock what you eat. This is where most people fail. They fill their pantry with unfamiliar foods or emergency rations they never touch. Then, when it's time to rotate, they're stuck eating things they don't like or don't know how to prepare. Instead, track everything your household actually consumes over weeks and months. Build your stores around these staples. This ensures seamless rotation and minimal waste because you're already eating these foods in your daily life. Third, shelf stability. Even if your pantry is designed for 1 year, prioritize items with multi-year shelf lives. This provides flexibility for rationing, changes in household size, or unexpected events. If you suddenly need to stretch your supplies to 18 months, you can. If your household grows, you have buffer room. Long shelf lives are insurance policies. Fourth, inventory management. Keeping track of hundreds of items is genuinely challenging. Whether you use a simple spreadsheet, a notebook, or advanced barcode inventory software, consistency is key. Regularly update your records, cycle supplies, and replace what you use. Without proper tracking, your rotation system falls apart. Before we go deeper into specific items, let's talk about why this matters beyond doomsday scenarios. A well-stocked pantry isn't just for collapse. It insulates you from price hikes and shortages. When you buy in bulk at wheelhouse prices, you save money and shield yourself from market volatility. In fact, investing in food has outperformed the stock market in recent years. Think about that for a moment. It protects emergency during minor emergencies. Snowstorms, power outages, or temporary disruptions become manageable annoyances instead of crises. And it keeps you out of the chaos when panic buying frenzies hit. When disaster strikes and everyone else is fighting over the last loaf of bread, you're sitting comfortably at home. Now, let's get into the specifics. What exactly do you need to stock and how much? Let's start with the most critical resource, water. This is your Achilles heel. Water is absolutely essential, and it's also the hardest to store in large quantities. Typical robust setup might include 110 gallons of bottled water, two 275-gallon tanks, two 65-gallon bathtubs that can be filled if you get warning, and catchment systems for rainwater collection. Add it all up, and you're looking at nearly 800 gallons. Sounds like a lot, right? Here's the sobering reality. That's barely enough for drinking, let alone cooking and hygiene. Water storage is a constant challenge. You need significant space, and expanding capacity without drawing attention from neighbors is a delicate balance. But water is non-negotiable. You can survive weeks without food. You'll die in days without water. Next, let's talk about complete meals in cans, boxes, or pouches. These are staples for their shelf life and calorie density. We're talking canned chili, canned fruit, canned meat. Boxed pasta meals. These items are versatile and long-lasting. They can extend fresh foods when you have them, and they can be incorporated into everyday recipes for seamless rotation. Here's a key mindset shift. In survival situations, calories and protein take precedence over low-calorie vegetables. Survival trumps culinary variety. A can of chili packs more survival value than a can of green beans. Remember that when you're building your stocks. Now we get to the backbone of any deep pantry: pasta, rice, and beans. These are absolute non-negotiables. You want 100 pounds or more of pasta in various types: spaghetti, penne, rotini. Variety matters for morale and versatility. Rice and beans, 50 pounds each, stored in airtight containers. They provide complete proteins when combined, and they're calorie dense. Add in farro and couscous, about 20 pounds each. They're high in calories and easy to incorporate into meals. Dehydrated refried beans are protein-rich and last for years. Here's something important. Vacuum sealing isn't necessary for items you're rotating within a year, but airtight containers are essential. Oxygen, moisture, and pests are your enemies. Keep everything sealed tight. Let's address meat. Many people keep fresh meat in the freezer, and that's fine for everyday use. But here's the problem. Reliance on frozen goods is risky. Power outages are likely in crisis scenarios. Your freezer becomes a ticking time bomb. Instead, focus on shelf-stable options. Canned meats are your friends. Spam, tuna, chicken, roast beef, corned beef hash. Yes, they're not gourmet. Yes, they're high in sodium and preservatives, but they provide protein and fat, which are essential for survival. Pouched meats like tuna and chicken are great too, but store them carefully to prevent punctures. Here's the reality. When you're facing long-term isolation, protein and fat matter more than anything else. Even if these aren't the healthiest options in normal times, they'll keep you alive and functional when it counts. Breakfast is often overlooked in prepping, but it's crucial for maintaining routine and morale. Oatmeal is king here. Stock protein-packed varieties for nutrition and shelf life. It's filling, versatile, and lasts for years. Powdered milk, 12 to 15 pounds for recipes and drinking. Cereal, 12 to 15 boxes, rotated regularly so it doesn't go stale. Dehydrated hash browns are brilliant. Just add hot water and you have a complete breakfast side. Breakfast routines provide normalcy. When everything else is chaos, sitting down to a familiar breakfast helps maintain mental stability. Now let's talk about something that might seem frivolous, but is actually strategic: snacks and quick foods. Morale matters, even in a crisis, especially in a crisis. Stock ramen noodles, crackers, rice crackers, saltines, tamales, protein cookies, granola bars, meat sticks. Peanut butter is absolutely essential. High in calories, high in protein, and universally loved. These items serve multiple purposes. They can be ingredients, meal extenders, or morale boosters. When you're facing your 200th day of isolation and you're exhausted and stressed, a familiar snack can make a massive psychological difference. Flavor is crucial for palatability and morale. Monotonous food leads to appetite fatigue. People stop eating enough calories because everything tastes the same. That's dangerous. Stock spices, salt, Old Bay, and whatever your family actually uses. Sugar and honey are must-haves. Honey lasts forever, literally. It's one of the few foods that never spoils. Electrolyte drink mixes are vital. Stock hundreds of packets. They provide hydration, nutrition, and flavor variety. And coffee. Listen, this isn't optional for many people. Stock both instant and ground coffee. Freeze-dried varieties last the longest. Coffee provides comfort, routine, and a much-needed morale boost. Don't underestimate the psychological value of your morning cup. Let's talk about nutritional supplements. When food variety is limited, supplements fill critical gaps. Whey protein serves as both a meal replacement and a protein source. Multivitamins are obvious, but also stock-specific supplements: magnesium, vitamin C, glutamine. Fiber is especially important for older adults. These supplements help prevent deficiencies like scurvy and support overall health. In a long-term crisis, you can't afford to develop preventable health problems. Now we get into advanced territory: bone broth and freeze-dried foods. Powdered bone broth is an absolute powerhouse. It's high in protein, collagen, and micronutrients. It's shelf-stable, easy to prepare, and incredibly nutritious. It can be a meal base, a warm drink, or a nutritional supplement. Freeze-dried meals from companies like Mountain House are excellent options. They're shelf-stable for decades. You can also make homemade freeze-dried options if you invest in equipment. Freeze-dried fruit, strawberries, mango, pineapple, are rich in vitamins and calories. They last for years and provide much-needed variety. Here's where serious preppers make a big investment: buying a freeze dryer. Upfront cost is significant, but it allows you to create thousands of meals for long-term storage. Over time, this saves money compared to buying commercial freeze-dried options. You can freeze-dry entire meals, fruits, vegetables, even meats. It's one of the best investments for long-term food security. Now, having all these supplies means nothing if you can't manage them properly. Organization and rotation are what keep the system running. Every 2 weeks, track what you've used and replace it. This regular cycling prevents gaps and ensures continuous rotation. Your inventory system doesn't have to be fancy, but it has to be consistent. Use barcodes, spreadsheets, or manual logs, whatever fits your household and your habits. If you're part of a mutual assistance group, shared systems streamline management across households and communal locations. Coordination multiplies effectiveness. You can pool resources, share knowledge, and support each other through the preparation process. Let's talk about lessons learned, because theory is one thing, reality is another. Adaptability and versatility are everything. No plan survives first contact with disaster. Build flexibility into your pantry. Stock versatile ingredients. Maintain extra shelf life beyond your target. Be ready to adjust for unexpected changes in household size or needs. Maybe someone moves in with you. Maybe someone leaves. Maybe you need to ration longer than expected. Flexibility saves lives. Morale and comfort matter more than you think. While survival is the priority, comfort foods, snacks, and flavorings help maintain morale. In stressful times, small pleasures make a disproportionately big difference. Don't dismiss this as weakness. It's practical psychology. The value of community cannot be overstated. Mutual assistance groups offer shared resources, knowledge, and support. Coordinated prepping multiplies effectiveness and resilience. You can't do everything alone, and you shouldn't try. Finally, continuous improvement is essential. A deep pantry is a living system. Track consumption, adjust stocks, and refine your approach over time. What works in year 1 might need tweaking in year 2. Stay flexible, stay observant, and stay committed to improvement. So how do you actually start building your own rotating pantry? Let's break it down into practical steps. First, track consumption. Log everything your household eats for a week, then extend that to a month. This gives you real data, not guesses. You'll be surprised by what you actually eat versus what you think you eat. Second, start small. Build a 30-day pantry first. Get comfortable with it. Master the rotation. Then expand to 90 days. Then to 365. Don't skip steps. Third, prioritize shelf-stable foods. Focus on items with long shelf lives and high nutritional value. These form your foundation. Fourth, implement FIFO rigorously. Organize your pantry so older items are always used first. Make it physically impossible to accidentally grab the new stuff. Fifth, choose familiar foods. Stock what you already eat. This ensures smooth rotation and eliminates the risk of buying things you'll never use. Sixth, manage inventory consistently. Pick a system that fits your household, manual or digital, and stick with it. Update it regularly. Seventh, include water and supplements. Don't neglect hydration and micronutrients. These aren't luxuries. Eighth, plan for versatility. Stock ingredients that can be used in multiple ways. Be ready to adapt to changing circumstances. Maybe someone moves in with you. Maybe someone leaves. Maybe you need to ration longer than expected. Flexibility saves lives. 9th, maintain regular rotation. Replace used items consistently to avoid waste. Make it a routine, not an occasional project. 10th, invest in bulk and preservation. Buy in bulk to save money. Consider freeze drying for long-term storage. These investments pay dividends over time. Bugging in for doomsday is a daunting prospect. Nobody wants to imagine being trapped in their home during societal collapse. But with careful planning, a rotating deep pantry, and a focus on adaptability, you can dramatically improve your odds of survival. Whether you're facing the collapse of civilization or a simple snowstorm, the principles we've covered today offer resilience, security, and peace of mind. These aren't paranoid fantasies, they're practical preparations for realistic scenarios. While we all hope to bug out to safer ground when crisis hits, having a robust bug-in plan ensures you're ready for whatever comes your way. You now have the complete blueprint for a rotating deep pantry that can sustain you for a full year. Remember, start with 30 days, scale to 90, then build to 365. Stock what you eat, rotate with FIFO, and prioritize shelf-stable essentials. Water, pasta, rice, beans, and canned protein. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Start today by tracking what your household eats for 1 week. Then build your first 30-day pantry using the principles we covered. The prep you do now will be worth its weight in gold when crisis hits. If this video helped you understand the art of bugging in, smash that like button and subscribe to Essential Pantry for more no-nonsense prepping strategies. Drop a comment below and tell me, are you planning to bug out or bug in? I'll see you in the next video. Stay prepared, stay safe.